I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not gonna miss what God has for you. You're just not gonna miss it. And you might think, well, I'm not doing anything of impact right now. And I want to tell you that what God has for you is for you. And He uses every single season, even the seasons that you feel are the most insignificant, or the seasons that you think nobody is watching. God is watching, that God sees you. And the transformation that you're looking for is not a destination, it's part of the process. This reminds me of Joseph, right? He had this big dream that God gave him. And out of excitement, he went to share it with his brothers that weren't very fond of him because of how his dad treated him. He was the most favored child. And so, you know the story. He tells the brothers the dreams, he gets sold into slavery. So, immediately, once God gives him this dream, he's immediately thrown into the pit. And this is not a punishment, but this is the way that God works, that we sometimes are very slow to understand. And it's because He has to take you on a process. He cannot bring you to a place of influence, of leadership, of impact without taking you on a process. Because if Joseph would have entered the palace immediately once he received this dream, he would have had a lot of pride. He would have been like, yep, you guys, my brothers, are going to bow down to me and I'm going to rule over you. He would have messed up the purposes that God had, not just for him, but for his family, for Israel, for the saving of many souls. Joseph was used to that behavior. He had preference over his brothers. His dad, Jacob, would prefer him. So he already lived with this identity, and God had to strip that identity of pride so that he would faithfully serve others. And so my point to you is, even if you feel like you're in a pit, if you feel like nobody sees you, if you feel like nobody's watching, if you feel like God isn't even watching or God isn't going to reward you, sis, you don't even know how good it's about to get in your life. All the unseen tears, all the worries, all the doubt, all the thinking that, did I hear from God? God placed this desire in my heart, and then all of a sudden I'm incapable of doing it. I'm doing other things for other people. I'm helping other people. I'm serving other people, and I'm not serving what God placed in my heart. That's exactly how God is going to get you there, is by doing what you're doing right now. No season is wasted with God. And the thing is, God does things so opposite of what we're used to, of what culture teaches us. Culture tells us we got to work hard, strive hard. In the process where you receive the most transformation, it's exactly where you're at. It's not where you're going to be. When you get to the place, the dream that God had instilled in you, you're already going to be equipped for all the challenges that come about in that season. So don't despise this process. This is getting you to exactly who you need to become to sustain that place that He's taking you. So all that to say, you're not going to miss what God has for you. The very thing that you've been praying for, the very thing that God put in your heart, it will come into fruition. Love you.